And it is time to go live from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott. Welcome to the morning steam for Monday, November the 20th. Getting ready for Feast Week for the best week of the year, some of the best sports action, college basketball day and night, of course, NFL football on Thursday and Friday. We got the big Black Friday game. You can shop on Amazon, then you can watch the game on Amazon. Amazon will do everything for you and just cost you, like $15 a month. So, anyway, it's going to be a great week of action today, this week. We saw an incredible day of sports yesterday. We can talk about it for a few minutes, say hello to everyone, and then preview today's action. There's a little football game tonight we might want to talk about with a Super Bowl rematch. So we can put all the jokes aside about the big games, but I hope it doesn't flop. I know someone who won't be there tonight will be Tay Tay. She looks after her fans, and after that tragedy at her concert venue, it was real hot, and a young lady passed away, so she had to postpone her concert. She was going to come back for the game. Maybe that would have been the edge we needed, guys, to get the Chiefs over the top tonight, but no Taylor tonight. So it's Meet the Parents night, apparently, at Arrowhead. Apparently, the folks will gather and watch the game with the in the box, so we won't have that. But she's going to extend her concert to tonight, so she looks after her fans. We know that. Yesterday, big day. How about the night game in football? I had a great time. Shout out to any of my friends that are tuning in from PSR. Thank you so much to Jimmy and the crew. Really fun night last night talking football with the guys and the big game last night I don't know, big game, but just, was an exciting game nonetheless with the Vikings and the Broncos. If anybody missed it and went to bed early, wasn't the best game in the world. We weren't expecting the best game in the world, but the Broncos win it 21-20. We did give out the winning play here yesterday with the Vikings plus the points, and we did have a winner on the premium with the under. And how about yesterday's results? Maybe we could talk about it. Let me just say hello to a few folks coming in, and we'll talk about yesterday's games too. But want to always thank the early guys. Keep it a little bit loose in there while I'm putting some finishing touches. Saw Smoke last night. Smoke and I were going to have a new show. Smoke doesn't know it yet, but we're going to have a show together called Smoke Show. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but it'll be a couple of old guys talking sports. Ari's here. He's bringing the coffee here today. Thomas says, like and smash. So no more important right now that Thomas gives us this information every day. But just want to point out that Tony, it's been a grind. I don't know if Tony watches it that closely. I know but Tony's just 3 people away from 40,000, 3 subscribers away from 40,000. There might be 3 people out there. I know I only have a couple dozen right now, but if you haven't hit the subscribe button, don't do, hey, if you don't want to subscribe, you're already here, but please subscribe. Today's the day Tony will finish over 40,000 subscribers in a big milestone. Congratulations, sir. You deserve it. And if I can bring 3 viewers out of the 40,000, then I'll feel like I've accomplished something with Tony and the GM here on the channel. Ramsey's here. Solo is here, ready to roll. And Salty's here. He was watching the show. They're going to make me drink on the air. I don't know if I can. I got to protect my image. I don't know what I'm protecting. Chad, oh man, Chad's got me. Chad's on the board here with the wins over me. So I better get going, Chad. Let's find a couple games today. We can. We'll preview NBA Broncos best worst, right? But they get it done, Matt, and got the win. They were, kind of in Vikings like fashion in a way, right? I said on the show, I said, if any game never needed a color rush, I think I said that on yesterday's show here as well. They should add purple and orange uniforms. I mean, come on. When are you ever going to do that? Rico pointing out a good day, and yeah, I'd say we a good day on the show yesterday. You take a look. Well, if I could, and maybe we could just talk about the games from yesterday in a few minutes here. Get ready for the show. Let a few more people come in as we preview today's games. Like I said, NFL football, NBA basketball, NHL, of course, tonight, and just a ton of college basketball. This is the time we attack and start hitting it. I'll give out a couple of plays, I think, for those first two games, maybe if you guys are interested. There's a couple of games going off in just a couple of hours here, and there's games all day. Why not subscribe to my picks? I might come in with a lot of late steam today on some of this stuff because of the way the tournaments are set up. So we should have a big, big day culminating with tonight's Monday Night Football, the Chiefs and the Eagles. All right, just to maybe talk about a few of what happened yesterday in the NFL, just to get you guys rolling a little bit. You guys will get chatting about all your favorite games, but whatever you thought the highlights were of yesterday's card, because I don't know if there was a marquee matchup, right, to a certain extent. I know my Chargers lost at the Packers. Jordan Love. Hey, have I stuck by Jordan Love a little bit? Maybe we're still down on him. Maybe you're down on him. I've been the guy saying just be okay with, Jordan Love. He'll be just okay moving forward. He was good. 322 and 2 touchdowns. Their running game decimated, however. They've lost, looks like they've lost Jones. Maybe they've lost Wilson. We'll see. The Packers might have some issues more moving forward. Don Wicks was in there catching passes, right? Romeo Dobbs also in there. Herbert, 260 yards. Keenan Allen, he had a case of the drops. The Chargers had a case of the drops, and it might have cost him yesterday. Browns outlast the Steelers. That's a marquee matchup, but we weren't expecting a very, very pretty game, and we didn't get it. But DTR got the win. He was a little emotional after the game. I don't know. You put 13 points up. Just hold your head up high and be proud. You could, after all, take a route of some quarterbacks who don't even want to talk to the press after a game. That's not going to fly. You're probably going to be doomed in the long run. Caleb Williams. Anyways, Lions over the Bears. Exciting game. Goff threw a couple of picks, but he led them back. 2 touchdowns. Of course, late for Detroit and the safety. Miami beats the Raiders 20-13. Raiders get the money yesterday. So we had a winner there, certainly on the air. We gave out the Raiders, said take those points, just too many. Washington and the Giants. We gave out the over as a premium yesterday. Also, like the Giants, remember I made a few jokes about Tommy DeVito is going to be making Subway commercials here very soon, and Barkley looked good, didn't he? Washington, 9 sacks somehow, even with trading those guys away. So I was a little bit wrong on the angle there. Commanders still getting after the court. Maybe they know they have something. They were able to get rid of those high-priced big names. So Giants defense, 5 takeaways and 4 sacks as well. Dallas, impressive over Carolina. They crushed it yesterday with 7 sacks. How about Deron Bland? 4 pick sixes this season for a touchdown. That'll get you all pro, I'm sure. The Jaguars smash the Titans. It just shows that the Jags are indeed a playoff contender this year and can win a game in the playoffs. How far they can get, that remains to be seen. But if you can get a home game, you might be able to get a little momentum in the playoffs. If you're the Jaguars, they certainly have experience, and they put my man Will Levis down big time yesterday. Houston over Arizona. I had this one going over given these two offenses. C.J. Stroud, 3 interceptions. Nobody's going to, turn on C.J. Stroud at this point, especially because they got the win. Kyler Murray did look pretty good as well, but Arizona's 2-9. 49ers rocked Tampa Bay yesterday. And look, 49ers, it might be business as usual, but Purdy, 333, 3 touchdowns. Well, those are MVP numbers to a certain extent. I think it's going to be hard for someone maybe to catch Brock Purdy if this keeps going, especially if the 49ers keep going right now. Too much inconsistency maybe with the other guys, and Purdy gets in there and gets the wins. Uh, Bills crush the Jets. Zach Wilson, that's going to be it. It looks like I've given Zach a little too much leeway here, probably, but 81 yards, it wasn't working out. Seahawks edge the Rams, or the Rams edge the Seahawks 17-16. Yesterday, hey, I was really excited to see Royce Freeman back doing some things there. He had some rushing yards in the game. Both QBs were knocked out of the game, but came back. Seattle, typical on the road, 12 penalties. They used to not be that bad, but right now, 12 penalties, 130. There were 21 penalties in the game. It was not pretty to watch. So tonight, of course, it'll be great. Eagles number one defense versus the run. They have 30 sacks. Mahomes, 10 interceptions. So we'll see what happens tonight. All right. Want to look at college basketball a little bit from yesterday. A couple tournaments. My San Diego State Aztecs won out here in Las Vegas late. If you missed that one, they beat Washington. They didn't get the money, however. Liberty beat Vermont to win out at Myrtle Beach. Houston beat Dayton. They won the Charleston Classic. Texas over Louisville caught my eye, 81-80 yesterday, and Providence beat Georgia. They only played 7 guys, but shot 63%, and we'll have even a bigger day today in college basketball. Hey, go over to the Discord. I've already put the early steam. All the steam that came in at least before 9 a.m. Eastern is up in the Discord right now. The link is in the chat. And over there, you can check it. I'll try to update it again later on with the other sports. This is a reported steam from one of the major line services that I, subscribe to. It's not cheap, and it's something that I do want to provide to you just for more betting information. What else can I do? I want to do more, and I'll take your suggestions in there. So anyway, we can get more information, especially in college basketball, to you, because, I just can't give out 25 premiums, or can I? All right, maybe just a few notes here in NBA last night. Yeah, we did have some other winners there as well. Pistons, Raptors gave you that winner over. We gave you the Cavs yesterday. We gave you the Kings yesterday. Gave you the Grizzlies. These are a lot of winners. We gave you the Jazz. We gave you the Rockets. A good day in the NBA here on the show. And NHL. Blue Jackets, Flyers over. We had that one. Blue Jackets didn't hang in there. We know that yesterday. Also, premium winners, Sabres, Blackhawks under. And we also gave out the under in the Blues and the Ducks. All right, we're going to go over to Tony'sPicks.com here in just a moment and say hi to a few more folks coming in with Johnny. Johnny, how can we forget? You and I gave out the Grey Cup double winner yesterday, too. Boy, we just had winners, didn't we? Johnny and I teamed up to tell you that it was going to be my Montreal Alouettes. What a finish! I don't know if anybody was on the air. We were on the air. I was watching the Grey Cup, and I'm not just blowing smoke, right? Smoke. I was on the air watching the Grey Cup while everybody was watching I was watching the NFL game too, but I was watching the Grey Cup, and we teamed up here on the air, Johnny and I, Montreal and the over. Montreal, let me tell you, they basically won the game late with a long touchdown pass. Everything. If it was a Super Bowl, we all would have been going nuts. Montreal wins the Grey Cup for the first time in 13 years. It's their 8th championship title. And how can a kid from San Diego like the CFL and the Montreal Alouettes? Well, when I was a kid and ESPN was just coming out, ESPN wouldn't even come on until 3 o'clock Pacific time and 6 Eastern. It wouldn't even come on the air. I'd come home from school and sit there and wait while they played a song over and over, and I'd wait for the first minute of ESPN to come on every day. Imagine you having to do that. That's how desolate. So they covered the CFL I had to pick a team. I liked Montreal. So I still like Montreal. Yes, Montreal, we won the title. Let's do it, Solo. Let's cover those games when we get close. Remind me. I won't forget. Blake, hello. Doubles yesterday. Nice to see you. We'll see what happens here. Could it be? Hey, DeAndre, nice to see you. We did have some winners, no doubt. Great to have you, DeAndre. Sinegretti's here. Ferner's here today. And Nicholas is here as well. I'm going to go over to Tony'sPicks.com just to show who did well. Hey, I went 3-0 in the UFC this Saturday. Don't let the results fool you there. Thing doesn't work apparently. They gave me 1-1-1. Well, I know I had over in the main event 1.5 rounds. I know that one went over, and also had that favorite in the female fight, and they gave me a push. So just ignore the record, you guys. I went undefeated in the UFC. The system doesn't score the fights very well. I'm probably got about a dime in there that I've never corrected. But that's all right. We'll get them back We'll get them back the easy way. Ron Crawford, hey Ron, if you're out there, great job on yesterday. 6-1. Nick Vartini went 4-0. Collins Brown 70% yesterday. Daniel Wolasachuk went 5-1 to continue his monster run. Mindy Hahn, great day, 12-7. Nick Lagaretto, 60%. Hollywood Sam went 7-5. Tony T, Joseph Schultz, Sean Dinwiddie, 60% yesterday. Great job. Over the last week, Nick Vartini leads the way, up over 12 units. Hollywood Sam, nearly 9.5 units. Joseph Schultz is up 8.75 units. Collins Brown, 6.25 units. And the VIP account up over 4.5 units. Over the last 7 days, over the last 30 days, Daniel Wolasachuk is up nearly 22 units. He continues as the hottest capper. Chauncey Giles, also one of our newest cappers, up 13.75 units. Hollywood Sam, 12.2 units. Sean Dinwiddie, he's rolling the blazing sevens right there. You might want to hook up with Sean today. That's my favorite slot machine from old school. Tony T up a couple of units as well. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages, including mine on Monday. We're going to be rolling in college basketball here right after the show. We got picks to go over. We'll preview the best games in college basketball today, as well as all of our other cards. But let me just tell you about our crew with their 3-packs, 5-packs, 7-packs today. Nick Vartini, he knows he's hot. He's got a 3-pack tonight in sports. Daniel Wolasachuk, also very hot. He's got a 5-pack. Ron's ready with a 3-pack tonight, including Monday Night Football. And Tony T's got his monetization Monday package up there and ready. Best bets from the crew, including Nick, Joseph. Hey, I want to welcome Everett Burton to the crew as well. He joins us here on the network. Everett Burton has got his first best bet today on the site, and Ron does as well. Ron and I are going to do some on-air work here shortly. Ron, hit me up. Let's get you on here on the weekends. Let's see what we can do. We want to see your smiling face and get that spreadsheet play of the day as you do every day provided here. I know you, you're working, but hey, we pull you on here for just a minute or two if you want, and we'll get the spreadsheet play. Why not just join me every day if you can? Looking for somebody to hang out with. I got you guys. All right, Ferner, thank you and coming in. Don't worry about it, Ferner. We got you. And you guys talking to you. Oh, boy. Gerardo, hello. We'll check our hockey calendar today. Maybe you could just tell us what's going on. For me, it's going to be, college basketball in the daytime. But let's see what we got. We've got a little bit of World Cup qualifying in Africa today. We've got some CONCACAF Nations League with some of the tiny. We got Euro qualifier, big time card here. Nice card. Ukraine and Italy. Looks like a good featured game here today. And that looks like the best of the action. USA taking on TNT again. They beat them last time. They'll beat them again. But looks like this one's on the road. Never know with TNT. They could trap you. USA's lost to them like, I don't know, what's the record? 30. I know they've lost to them 3 times, including that, the last loss was the big deal, right? The last time we lost to TNT, I think we just beat them the other day. But that was it. That was the bottom. We lost to TNT, and that was the time. That was things to change, get going in a new direction for the U.S., and that's where we're at right now. All right, Londo, huge day. Let's get rolling. All right, we're gonna roll it here and talk about Monday Night Football. To get the show started, make sure I got everything in place here. Hope we didn't, blow over yesterday too quickly, but I think it's time to get rolling with the big game. Well, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm sure you don't need me to preview this one. You got a ton of other opinions out there. Who needs opinions in a game like this? You got your opinion, right, on the big revenge game here to a certain extent. Yeah. Is it a popular contrarian underdog with Philadelphia? Probably about as big as they come right here if you follow that sort of thing, right? Could the Eagles actually be too popular tonight and give Chiefs that little bit of value? I think the value is right there that you see it. I think that hook is a bit of value here. Yeah, you can go out there and get some threes. I think it's always going to be a little bit juiced right now to take the Eagles in 3, pretty much. If you look across the board at some of the books currently, I think you're mostly at 2.5 at minus money. I don't really see any solid 3s out there. You might have one, and if you do, you could pop it in the chat. Let someone know. Maybe you're in the same state as them. But, I think we're looking at a 2.5. So maybe that entices a little bit of people to come in. This is exactly what the books, kind of want to a certain extent. One book I kind of always pay attention to when it comes to this is, one thing about the South Point here in Las Vegas, when I say the book 10 Minutes from Me, that's kind of one of the 2 books that I occasionally visit, that in the Green Valley here. I don't go to the Strip, but just will say, you'll hear stories, but and I was on, I was covering it too with Formula One. The disaster, it was a big time success in the end here in Las Vegas. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. They're just complainers. Hey, so anyways, when I talk about the South Point, they have a hard rule just because of the old time bookmaking style there, and they want to be a little bit different with their marketing. They never juice their sides. It's either going to be 2.5 or 3. So there's always a good barometer if you look at the books. I think the South Point is one that I always keep on my screen because they only move in half-point increments. They don't juice the 3s at all. They just either move on it or off of it. They got this game, of course, at 2.5. So, all right, we'll give you a little bit of information about the game, but I want to hear what you guys have to say about the game. We're not supposed to spend more than 10 minutes on the game, even if it's a rematch of the Super Bowl. They said, Ramon, just don't do it. Nobody wants to talk about a game for 10 minutes. I do. This is a great game. This is a big game, but we'll try to get it done in here a few minutes. Hello to John. Nice to see you today. Thomas is on the Chiefs. Fernando's on the under. Chiefs says Chiefs says Brent Cook is too strong. Brent likes the Chiefs defense. Hey, if anything, right? If one team out of all the elite teams or the good teams in the league have the most underrated defense, that's probably the Chiefs, right? They're like, no name a little bit, right? I mean, they're still the champs. Fly, Eagles, fly, says Fernando. Solo says, you know what, just keep it on the money line. You're going to see a lot of that tonight. And, I hear one popular analyst, one popular betting analyst, on short numbers, three or under, I always play the money line. I don't always play the money line. I weigh each situation, and sometimes I might play the money line, but sometimes, what if it's 1.5 and it's like, I really like this team to win by a touchdown? You're really going to say, well, I'll just play the money line just in case. That's like the tout that goes out there. I said this one on the show last night. You know what? I've got my biggest bet on tonight's game, the Eagles versus the Chiefs. Man, I can't wait. This is the biggest game of the season, and I've got my biggest lock. I love this game so much. This is the biggest 5-star game of the year, game of the lock month. Here we go. I love the Chiefs to win. I'm making this up now. I love the Chiefs to win, but buy it down from 3 to 2.5 just in case, right? That's not my pick. I'm just Matt says the Eagles will win because they're mad. How about a Kelsey ATD tonight? I went 6-2 on my little props on that show last night. And we'll be getting props here from me event on the big games here on the site. I know some people are having some really great success with props, and I'm a prop player. I just don't probably wouldn't be. We'll cover it. They want me to cover it, and I will cover it. I mean, I try to give you the players that I like each day. When I tell you I like a player, I'm probably going to like all their props over or under. I also got into a debate last night about talking. Why do the talking heads only go over in the props on the shows? It seems like you rarely see, because nobody wants to be a daddy downer like Ramon. Yep. Doubles said, yeah, the news is saying it's a disaster because it's fake news. And the race was at midnight your time, 10 p.m. Yep, 10 p.m. Was because that's what Vegas is all about. Doubles. You've been here, haven't you? It's about the nightlife, and they had a good time after the race too. Everything was conducted at night. The other reason why is because it was on the street. It was on Las Vegas Boulevard. You need the strip in the daytime, so you can close it down a little bit. I know there's not a lot of. I mean, traffic's heavy, but it's not in a way. The strip is about walking, but they had to drive the cars on it. They would actually turn it into a racetrack each night. I mean, the racetrack had other where it wasn't part of the street, but when you drove down 215 miles an hour down the strip into that first left turn, and wasn't it spectacular to watch? If you guys watched it with the spear, they turned it into a driver's head, and the cars would drive by, and the giant spear with the eyes would be watching the cars. The cartoon was like cartoon eyes. All right, a lot of great opinions here on this. I don't know where. I haven't even started talking yet. I'm talking a bunch of other stuff. All right, so Eagles have won 8 of their first 9, of course, are 5-2-2 against the spread. Last 5 games, Philly -6 in turnovers with Sirianni. The Eagles are just 4-7 against the spread as an underdog. They are 33-14 straight up, of course, and for the Eagles, they are under in 3 of their 5 road games with probably a push in there. Both teams off a bye. Obviously, one of the biggest stats you're going to hear talked about today is Andy Reid and his impeccable record, the greatest of all time, coming off of a bye. 21 wins, 3 losses in his career, of course, with the Eagles and the Chiefs. Says a lot for the preparation now. He's been a part of some good teams. They just need to win those games. But that is an above even a successful winning percentage. There has to be a little bit to that statistic. The Chiefs have won 7 of their last 8 games, but they're off to some slow starts. The last 2 games they've been outscored 24-0. the last two games, the Chiefs have had trouble, and in the second half, having been outscored 24-0, but they've outscored opponents 155-59 in the first half this season. If I could read my writing here. The Chiefs 12-4 against the spread in their last 16 games as a home favorite does kind of play into the fact that the Eagles are not good as a road underdog here. Sometimes these games can get away a little bit. Look, the revenge factor is the one that's going to be talked about, right? With the Eagles off the loss in the Super Bowl. That one's pretty easy. Yeah, are we calling these guys, two of the teams expected to return to the bowl? Yeah, for sure, no doubt about it. And Chiefs 4 unders and 1 push in their last 5 games, and Chiefs. So interesting though about Reed is that they have lost a few post-bye games of late. That record goes back. He really had an obnoxious streak for the longest time, and then have a couple of spread losses of late. I think maybe 2 of the last 4, 5 or 6. So that at one point, I believe it was like 21-1, 20-1. I'm doing off the top of my head now. I better not get myself in trouble. But everybody agrees that he's 21-3 all time. Let's get a few more of your comments. Could it be back and forth? Do you expect it to go over with these two teams, Ferner, because of that? I think I already showed that comment, but I wanted to add that. Yeah, and that's me, right? I'm talking about the perception, Salty, of the extra betting and the public keeping numbers just a little bit high. Even this one, it's gone down. You look at it here. In fact, maybe I should update it. Is it even down to 45? Yeah, 45.5 for the most part. I'm still showing a 46 out there to a certain extent. Don't forget, I don't want to, you guys are here every day. Not everyone is, but I guess we could still cover Monday night home underdog. Anybody, in the chat want to help, do it for me. But this season, Monday night, or not Monday night home underdog, that's always good too, but that's not happening here. Monday night games so far this season are averaging 37.1 points. Yeah, we do have 2 elite teams here, but they also have good defenses. But and those games have gone 11 unders and 1 over so far this season. This total opened as high as, 50. Really in the look ahead, and has been all the way down here to 45.5. I would say for the most part is 45.5. I see a 46. I see a 45. I think it's mostly 45.5. I don't know if this thing's moving from anywhere right here, right now. We're not expecting any, injury details to a certain extent. Let me also add, though, in addition to that total Monday night the Monday night under situation, that games this season involving NFC and AFC teams, the old non-conference, the interconference, whatever you want to call it, these have also been a massive under this season, with 33 unders and 19 overs in games involving an AFC team versus an NFC team. All right, I think we went over the limit. We might be. This might be the last NFL game we've ever previewed. Let's see here. A few more opinions though. Hertz INT. I'm gonna. Yeah, maybe I can sneak in my players here real quick. I mean, I got previews. I've got, we call it actionable betting information. All right, a few more from you. John is on the Eagles. Ari is on the Eagles. Everyone's on the under. Tyler says, watch out for the rain. I'm showing 45 degrees tonight, and I'm showing at kickoff it's a little bit of window because it's supposed to rain up until kickoff, and then at kickoff it's supposed to stop raining, but then an hour later it starts raining again. So rain's in the forecast, no doubt. 100% chance, really, of rain. Um, not I don't think we're expecting something overwhelming, but uh, definitely rain right in the middle of the game. No doubt about it. Temperatures in the mid to low 40s here tonight as we get into uh, Thanksgiving week. Chad, right? Chad said prime time unders are now 16,006 to 1. And the one we had, Chad, went over. We had it. We had the under that day. All right. All right. Just make the call here, of course. And, well, I'm going to, hey, if the Eagles are going to be the popular side, I'm still going to take them tonight here. Smoke's going to go with the under in this one. And look, I think the Eagles are the, public side. I feel like they are. Everyone wants the revenge angle. I'll buy it up. I mean, I want the little bit of insurance here because, uh, I do feel like sometimes these games get a little bit overblown too, and if the home team gets any momentum, yeah, they could end up pull. But the Eagles, to me, this team, I don't know. I'm putting them, I think, a little bit classier right now than the Chiefs overall. Love what the Chiefs are, kind of, I don't want to say under the radar or anything like that. They have great matchups tonight, I think, with Mahomes. Do not run the ball. Just, I mean, I guess you got to. But uh, against the Eagles, that's the thing. If you become too one dimensional, it will hurt you. And I'm not sure the Chiefs can have running success tonight. The matchups, passing wise, are I think terrific. Quite frankly, you can say what you want about the Eagles secondary, and if you think they're strong, they're okay. I really think they're okay. I think that for me, I think that's probably their. I think look. With some of the receivers for the Chiefs, maybe they're not classy enough to take advantage, right? Because Valdez Scantling, he's okay. Is he really going to get production? Where are they going to get production other than Kelsey? Kelsey can have a big game. There's no doubt about it. Even if you're all over him, this matchup will probably work for Kelsey. I would think Rice is probably the guy that I'm most interested in on the Chiefs tonight. And what's his situation is fine. Now tonight could be the night for Rice. He's probably going to be the guy that, you know, I'm going to be banking a little bit on if I'm getting involved with the Kansas City props. I think Rice is probably my favorite player, not named Travis Kelsey. Tonight. But don't run the ball, Chiefs. That's a bad idea. Same for the Eagles. They might be able to have a little bit more success, but the Chiefs' run defense, I've got them ranked pretty high. But for me, I'd be all over A.J. Brown tonight. It's got to be A.J. Brown for the Eagles. I would think a big matchup here. I think A.J. Brown. Look, remember, he just had 2 games ago, 2 touchdowns. He had a touchdown last game. He's had 4 touchdowns in the last 3 games. Looking to extend his scoring streak here. I imagine A.J. Brown has a big game. Thomas says, give me the injuries. We've been on this game 10 minutes already, but so far tonight for the Eagles, most notable injuries I would say would be Barnett. He's out. Dallas Goedert, he's out as well. I'd say those are the 2 most notable players missing the game. Boston Scott still going to be questionable coming into this one. For the Chiefs, Edwards-Helaire, he's questionable for this one. That looks like really the only significant note to me. Hello to Darren. Ferner says, let's go over tonight. He's going to buck all those trends. Look, if any night is a night, right? Rodney, this has got to be it. You're getting, the Ramon value meter, right? Hey, you and me. I don't tell you guys what to believe in sports betting. I just offer my suggestions, and it really comes from a common sense approach, I think, and you guys might feel the same way. On the Ramon value meter tonight, whether or not I go with the over or the under, the value's on the over, right? It was as high as 50. It's been going down a little bit. So the value's on the over. And what we're gonna maybe what we'll end up seeing. Look, it went under again last night. We had to sweat a 2-point conversion. They're getting sweatier and sweatier, and I'm a sweater, man. Believe me. Not with the games. I don't really sweat the game. I mean, I watch all the games. I love the thrill, but when I'm playing ball, I could be walking down the street and I'm probably sweating, probably because I'm uh, overweight, pre-diabetic, middle-aged old man. But I'm working on that, and let's give the pick tonight. I'm taking the Eagles. I'll add some points, but grade me at 2.5. I feel like I feel pretty square actually on the Eagles, but I've got a close game. I want a close game. I want a thrilling game. Maybe it comes down to the last seconds again, and who knows which team would win, right? I think we all can agree this is probably a toss-up game with the Chiefs with a little bit home field advantage. If you feel strongly about the Chiefs, I would say, please go big on them. And same with the Eagles. If you feel strongly on the game, I've got to be realistic. I think a great game. Anybody can win, and I'll go with the Eagles revenge factor and all that. All those corny little the trends a little bit, or the feelings that people might have. Again, the Eagles to me. This is what you guys pay me for, to tell you which side you might know or agree, right? I believe that the Eagles are the public side in this game. Revenge, underdog, top-rated team, and the Chiefs offer a little bit of value with missing that hook on their end. Because if we say the home field, I don't know, some people say it's not 3 anymore. It's 2 or 2.5. So this game is completely rated even, and anything can happen. I'm taking the Eagles tonight. And yeah, maybe it's one of those games where we're going to have a lot of action. Half my tickets will say Eagles, half my tickets will say Chiefs by the end of the night. But give me the Eagles to cover here in a close one, and I'd probably roll with that old trend. Thanks, you guys. A long time we spent on the game. I'm going to get chewed out, but appreciate it. Big game tonight. Let's cover the NBA right now with a nice card here for the evening action. We got 8 games, and let's talk about them. We'll make sure we get those 8 a.m., those 11 a.m. college games opinions. Let's let some line moves roll in. I don't have any strong opinion on the. I do have some picks ready to roll if the lines are working. I mean, I can tell you right now. All right, NBA action for tonight. Set out to the hardwood and get rolling with these. Let me cue up the latest lines as well. Pardon me. Other than the line services, I do like to look at one live set of lines anyway. Nuggets and Pistons here, NBA action for Monday night. The Nuggets, of course, a much better team here than the Pistons. 9-4 on the season, but just 5-8 against the spread so far for the Nuggets. Often overvalued a little bit. The Pistons, a dismal 2-12 so far this season, but they've covered as many games as the Nuggets. So if you're going to be trying to roll some points here, maybe you could try the Pistons here tonight. Their average loss is by 6 points, and they are at home here. The average win for the Nuggets is by 5 points. But you have to take into account the discrepancy in talent between the two teams. The Pistons have gone 9-5 to the over so far, allowing 116 points per game. Meanwhile, the Nuggets have gone under in 8 of 13 contests so far this season. So maybe not a lot to grab there with the trends, with one team kind of trending over and one team trending under. But I think for me, I've seen plenty of action on this game. It hasn't been too swift actually, but I would think that with Nuggets Nuggets laying points against a bad team, that they would probably be disinterested. They're the type of team that doesn't play well when not motivated, and they do just enough, it seems like, to get it done. It's just that the Pistons are so bad. How can you really trust them? Thomas says lay the big one. Darren says this is a spread coin flip if I've ever seen. You just don't know. Solo says lay the Nuggets and take that Joker triple double. It comes in every time, doesn't it? I mean, why don't the books should just give the money away? So look, to me, it seems like I'm probably more interested in the points, and I probably would think it would go over. The reported steam did come in on the over in this game, so maybe that is the way it's going to go. That's the way I'm going to go. I'll take the over. Nuggets and Pistons tonight. I'm going to just avoid that side right now. Let you guys handle it. Look, Darren says the Nuggets, they don't do well on the road, Ramon. Come on. Yeah, they're 1-5 against the spread on the road. So I talk about the negative spread record for the Nuggets, and it's even worse on the road. But to be fair, Detroit is 2-4 against the spread at home. Yeah, but if they do, then I would imagine, Randy, the lead is going to be too large, and I wouldn't see the Pistons able to backdoor anything. If you're taking the starters out, you're up by 20, 25. Calvin says, Chad says, sorry, Chad, I would never. But he says that that injury status right now, Detroit still hasn't been able to work it out. And look, I'm giving out the over. I better update the number. I'll call it 225 right now. I think it's mostly 224s out there, 224 and a half for the most part. But obviously, I'm going to be on the side that's moving here. Remember, Nuggets don't have Jamal Murray either. But yeah, the Pistons injury report is a little bit longer with significant players considering the Pistons roster. Duren, Hayes is questionable. Livers has been questionable now for a few games, right? Harris, he's been out for a couple of weeks. Morris, he's been out even longer, and Bogdo's been out. So, hi, Paco. Look, I'm on YouTube. So, all right, just give me the over in this one. Steam came in on the over. This one was as low as 220, I think, in the opener. No value here, but I'm going to trust this Steam tonight. And bad team with the Pistons. I'll expect the Nuggets to get close to that number. Let's take the over. We give you free plays here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Hey, make sure Paco help. I don't know if you subscribe to Tony's channel, but he only needs 3 subscribers for 40,000. Anybody hasn't subscribed, please consider it right now. I'd like to celebrate here, and if anybody sees the number go over 40,000, let me know. We could do it on the air. Now, it could go back and forth. It's kind of like a rushing prop where you think you got it on a quarterback and then he kneels the ball down and all of a sudden you lost by a yard. I want to say hello to Pinar and Burak. And if you're new here, because I've not seen your name, please consider subscribing and helping my friend, one of my bosses here, get 40,000. All right, next up. Oh, Paco, thank you. Yeah, we don't, it's not going to be an inconvenience. So you're on your YouTube videos, you're just going to get more sports videos from our crew over here. We have some good handy, we have Tony, we have Mindy and Tiffany with their show. Don't forget, you guys, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific, Mindy Hahn, Tiffany Mance with Midday Plays, coming at you with the sports from their Midwest perspective. from the top handicappers in the Midwest. All right, Boston, and let's move on. Boston Celtics on the road taking on the Charlotte Hornets. Got the Celtics a nearly double-digit favorite here today. And right now I'm showing it having gone down to 9 at a lot of spots. Actually, we can update it to 9. Total looks like it's about 233 right now. Crawled up here a point or so. Here's some of that delicious steam rolling in, you guys. We'll update the steam in the Discord later. Check it out. I've already got some of the early plays in there you can get rolling on. And take a screenshot, just take a picture of it, whatever you have. All right, Celtics and Hornets. In this one, you got a Celtics team, of course, 11-2 so far this season, and 7-5-1 against the spread. I'd take that at 11-2, no doubt. For the Hornets, hasn't been great with a 3-9 start. Looks like the Hornets are back to their old ways a little bit. They are 4-7-1 against the number, 8-4 to the over so far. These two teams have combined to go 14-11 to the over thus far. We'll mention Charlotte's been going over quite a bit of late. In 8 of their last 10, they've also gone over in 7 of their 10 games as an underdog. Now, Charlotte has been dismal against the spread at home so far with a 1-5-1 record, but Boston hasn't been much better on the road at 2-4-2. So you got a little bit of a dilemma here with them laying big points on the road again. We're seeing a lot of that the last couple of days, right? I've talked about it the last 3 days, and here we are again today with as many as 6 home underdogs, I believe, on this card out of the 8 games. And as a rule, I don't care what sport it is. Points at home, I'm always interested. I'm always going to look at least. All right. Yeah, right. You know what we do, Salty Flag. We're going to do it. You just got to tell me if we did it. Thank you, Johnny. And Darren says here he'll take the Celtics. I think he's saying buy them down to 5. Hello to Richard Lynn today, talking about the Kentucky Wildcats. Those cats will rock you. Thank you, Richard, for joining us today. And Londo giving his football plays as well. Here comes some more. Ferner says those plus points are going to be looking good today. Solo says take the over. All right, looks like you guys are more interested in some other games today other than this one, so I'll just make the call. You know I'm going to be on the Charlotte Hornets here in this one. I like Charlotte for sure tonight against Boston, getting these points. Maybe it should be 8.5 the way I like it here in this one. Yeah, it's gone down. If anything, the Hornets are the side taking the action. This one was as high as, I'd say 10. Hello to Howard as well today. Matt likes the under in this one. And Matt, I'm right there with you, sir. Really like I probably like the under. I'm not going to give out the premiums, but you might want to subscribe to my plays. All right, that's it for me on that one. I'm taking the Hornets, you guys. You can't stop me. I like the way, you guys know I'm a fan of all the ball, well, now Mellow for the Mellow ball fan. Fernando on the Celtics, Howard on Boston. Johnny, you don't worry about it. Johnny, that's my job, right? That's my job is to report to you, which sides are the squares and the sharps and all that. And again, I'm just speculating. Nobody knows for sure. But just sitting here reading, watching the screens all day like I do, I feel like I have a grasp on it or at least can comment on it. Maybe that's why they invite me to these shows sometimes. I don't know. Maybe they're just making fun of me, Paco. Feel like they were making fun of me. All right, here's. Oh, did I miss the Bucks and the Wizards? Let me fix it. I gotta type the line in. Sorry about that, you guys. I don't even know if this is the right line, but I had the wrong line in there. I was just going to copy and paste. Let me go back here. And I'll correct the line right now. 9.5, 245.5. 245.5. When are we going to get the first 250? Bucks here on the road at the Wizards tonight. And the Bucks come in, of course, 9-4, but we know they're one of the best teams to bet against so far this season. They've 4-9 against the spread so far. The Wizards are 2-10, 5-7 to the numbers so far. These teams have combined to go 16-9 to the over so far this season. These guys have been real steady overs so far. Bucks are averaging 119 points, but allowing 116 points per game. Now the Wizards have been, a little bit better against the spread than the Bucks, but I will note that the Wizards are 1-4 against the spread at home. It just feels pretty uncomfortable. The Bucks don't seem to be laying anything, but I don't know. If I'm trying to pick the worst team in the league, I guess the Wizards are right there with all of them, right? Let's see what you guys maybe have in this one. Hi, Lex. Hello, hello. Great to see you. Fernando says go over in this one. And yeah, I mean, it's hard. I know it might be hard for some people to want to get over that line, but I will say when Steam comes over on some of these games, it hasn't in this one, but these higher scoring games, when the sharps really pound it and it goes higher, it's been going higher almost every time. Now that hasn't happened necessarily here in this one, so I haven't been able to. Like talking about some of the things, like you do your own handicapping. I like to handicap the markets a little bit. When these games that are 238 or higher get steamed, I just bet the over. I'm not looking into matchups or analyzation. I'm just looking at my charts that tell me that games that start 238 or over and get steamed officially, according to Don Best, are 11-1 to the over. And I've got one of them tonight, and I'm going to be putting it as my premium play. Probably not going to give it out on the air. But if I'm trying to tout my picks to get a sale, there it is. And I'm trying to convince Tony and the GM for my new project. Ramon Scott will pick any game, anytime for $9.99, like Earl Scheib painting cars. All right, I'm half kidding. In this one with the Bucks and the Wizards, like I said, big number, obviously. A lot of times, in these games, when the line gets just a little bit inflated with a bad team, I usually start to trend to the dog because Milwaukee can't cover. They can't cover numbers. They're not good at covering numbers. But the bettors seem to be all over the place in this one. And I wasn't even confident that I could, pull the trigger here with the Wizards here, but I'm probably going to be. Man, this one's tough. Wizards are horrible. Help! I need Brent Cook's prediction probably in this one. All right, let me look at one more thing here. I left a big question mark, you guys, on my cheat sheet this morning. Bucks should easily, they should, right? But like I often say, every time I get up in the morning, now with all due respect to the bosses, and I don't mean this on, what's my motivation? To blow out the Wizards, right? We just said, who was it said they might, rest their players. So, all right, I'll probably end up taking the Bucks because the Wizards, because no one wants the Wizards after all. So, need a free play. I'll take the Wizards here, plus 9.5. We had you guys are on the Bucks. I'll fade you guys a little. I'll fade you guys. I'll fade you. I'll fade the chat here in this brand. Looks like everybody's on the Bucks. I'll be your Huckleberry. Someone's got to, if no one takes the Wizards, you're just going to be taking the poor sports books money. Everyone wants to kill the bookie, crush the bookie. I'm trying to work with the bookie. Okay, I'm trying to keep them in business so they'll pay me. I give them my good picks, and in turn, they reward me with winners. Ferner says take the under. So we do have a conflict in there on the under as well. The confidence meter was low on that one. Let's move on. Knicks and Timberwolves here in NBA action for Monday night. We've seen some reported steam already come in on this one on the under. They hit it at 214, so it's got to be lower than that now. Right now, I'm showing the number down to 213, and the Timberwolves are down to a 3-point favorite. So, if anything, the move has been on the Knicks and under. And, well, what can you say? The Knicks have been looking like pretty terrific in these in this spot last time, right? They did a pretty good job. And here in this one, I'd have to probably think they can do it again the way they're rolling. I know these Timberwolves have been terrific, and they've been a great defensive team. Top notch, actually, one of the top defensive teams. I don't even know if I trust. I think this one's going to be an expert side. They're going to want to all go under. I think those Sharps came in, they steamed it under. I don't like it under. I'll tell you right now. I mean, I think I prefer the game to go over here, and I think I'm going to prefer the Knicks. I don't know which one I'm going to use right now. Let's see what you guys have. Fernando says the Knicks. I've got the Knicks on the road here in this one, Fernando. Does that affect your handicap? Because I know what you're thinking, and maybe I can just pass. Chad says the Wolves at home are because of that defense. That they're playing right now. I don't know if anybody even saw this coming. I will say this, Chad, though. The Wolves are 2-3 against the spread at home so far. They're a little bit onto them, but the Knicks are 1-4 to the spread as an underdog. I do too, Darren. I feel contrarian here, but you guys like the over too. Solo likes the over. Okay. I'm on the over. You guys are on the over. That's the consensus, in a way. That's a product that I'm looking. Look, we're going to figure out how to make sure I get the right consensus moves with you. It's a little bit too hard for me to keep track right now while I'm producing the show. And then what I was going to do, though, is repackage the product and say, hey, you can get the picks of me in the chat over at Tony's Picks with the Morning Steam consensus. That's what the head office told me to do. And but I just haven't been able to figure out how to tally all the – I've been thinking about a poll, maybe some kind of software where we can go make our picks together, and then I can look at it. But it's just too much producing the show, looking at your plays. This would be one of them, so maybe I could just make notes on the show if it feels like a consensus. Maybe you guys can start saying in there consensus, and then if someone disagrees and says, no, I'm on then we can scratch it. I don't know. This is an idea, and this is our community. But they've told me package up the plays of the Morning Steam, just like Mindy and I did, but use it with the chat. And say, hey, these are the best plays of our team, of our morning team steam. Okay, Chad. I didn't want to necessarily. I was going to use the Knicks as a premium, but there are a lot of plays out there tonight. I will do a Chad challenge with you in the spirit of our show and give me the Knicks in a Chad challenge. I've lost 4 straight, apparently. I think, is that what you said, Chad? And He does not. He thinks the Timberwolves. I keep trying to fade the Knicks, and I keep coming back to him and saying I've got to. Right now, I keep giving the Knicks a little bit more each time. They are proving themselves time and time again. So maybe that's what I'm expecting here. The Knicks a little bit of because they are perceived to be the higher payroll team, the better team. I don't think that's not factoring into the handicap at all. I'm looking for a little bit of bubble burst with Minnesota. Look, I know what you're saying at home. Look, they're 5-0 against the spread at home, but the Knicks are 6-2 against the spread on the road. And these are not the best rolls of these two. As the Timberwolves have started to gain attention, they are just 3-1 as a favorite. And interestingly, the Knicks 2-1 as an underdog. So I'll take the Chad challenge and I will take the over. We'll have some fun. Kings and Pelicans in this one. And, give Ramon a point in the standings yesterday, guys, right? Not just because we gave out the Kings, and I'm not saying just because of one game, but remember yesterday my talk was let's start considering the Kings, as a futures play moving forward. Here they were yesterday. Maybe you guys can give me the lowdown. I mean, I watched some of the game. I didn't see anything nondescript about the game, but the Kings crushed the Mavericks, right? As in a battle of two top Western Conference teams. We know the Dallas Mavericks have been overachieving, or maybe this is what we were supposed to get all the whole time, but the Kings went in there and walloped them. So, yeah, they are on a back-to-back here, no doubt. In this one, that could be a factor for you guys, but the Kings are pretty terrific. And so if you're just a weekday person yesterday and the weekend, I started saying, you know what, I'm going to play the Kings here in the futures to win the NBA title. Not that I think that they probably could win the NBA title. They could certainly make it to the championship. They could make it to the Western Conference championship for sure against the Denver Nuggets or another team. But again, in the wild, wild West, the Western Division, where you can't tell me which team is going to win. You cannot tell me the Warriors are going to win over the Kings, over the Lakers, over the Clippers. With this Western Division just kind of crazy. Pacific Division just crazy. The Pacific Division, right? I mean, the Kings can win this division, no doubt. It's going to be wild all season long. So at a price of 50-1 or so, I think we can take a flyer on the Kings to win the title. If they get to even the conference semifinals, you're probably going to already have some equity in there if you feel like getting off of it, hedging it a little bit, making a couple $100, whatever it is. You can do it with these Kings. I feel like you're getting a great price right now to do some damage in the playoffs, win 2 series, and all of a sudden you're going to have some pretty nice equity with the Sacramento Kings. Certainly an NBA title contender. Not a favorite, an outsider for sure, but no one's going to argue right now. This team is up and really looking sharp. And maybe the Pelicans, okay, maybe they play just a little bit. We need that. We're working on it. Darren Ferner, if you could find anything on the net where we can kind of bring it into the Discord and we can go and like put our plays in. The thing about doing it, and they've said, hey, Tony had a great suggestion, if you could get a poll in there. They were trying to do it across the street. I know the problem is the YouTube poll itself, it looks cool, but it's hard to navigate in the middle of a show. If one person was doing it, not producing the show, you could do it. And I think they had, I don't want to be wrong, I think they had Mr. Briggs doing the poll while Mr. Wilson was leading the show. But even for someone that has to commentate, the way the poll, and it's hard to set up in YouTube. There's a lot of data entry. So we just need a place where we can enter our plays, maybe like radio buttons, and just seeing And I've looked at a few sites to try to do it where you can have like just specific users, 20, 30, 50 users put in just their plays, and we could look to see who we have as a community type of thing. So I'm open to all that. All right. Chad's Pelicans playing great, but they're banged up. Who guards Zion? Well, you're going to make me whip out my NBA roster construction sheet matchup page. No problem, Chad. Anything for, hey, you got your own segment, the Chad Challenge. We might bring you on the air or do the Chad Challenge live. Okay, let's take a look. Well, yeah, sure. I mean, I would think you're going to have mostly Murray in there because the yeah, I would think Murray there, and if anything for Zion, it's a good matchup, no doubt. Thank you for your comments. I better make the call here in this one. And look, again, here you have one of those that I mentioned. Again, you got a high total here with two. Let me make sure I get the right line right now at 237 ish. I know it's higher than that now. It's probably 240. 238. Kings won and 238. So we'll just leave it as that. I think right there. And let me make the call. Look, I really didn't even talk too much about these teams and their spread records. Kings, of course. I mean, this one you can kind of go to the straight up records for the most part, right? Because the Kings are 8-4 here. They're also 8-4 against the spread, appropriately enough. But again, we're talking about a near pick'em affair. You just got to win this game. And the Kings are better than the Pelicans, certainly, but I think the back-to-back is going to be a factor for you guys. New Orleans is just 4-4 straight up at home so far, 6-7 overall. Not a lot to talk about as far as over/under. I will say this, though: the Kings, for a team that is 6-6 so far over/under, all of those six have come as a favorite. As a favorite, they're 6-2 to the over. So that kind of shows here. Now, right now, they are a favorite, but just by one. But we'll see if that's going to change. It feels like it might, the way you guys are kind of calling it here. Because it feels like there's enough Pelican. It feels like there is Pelican support from you guys in this one. So this one's pretty tough for me, actually, and I'm still going to take the Kings here. Let's take them on the road to win this one. I still think I'm going to choke. This one's tougher. I was very confident in yesterday's game, and Fox. Well, I don't. You could say that right now about Fox right now, but boy, he looks back to me. He looks back certainly right now. He looks ready to roll. But you guys got some Pelicans action. Whoppers is here. Whoppers, is that a platform for sports betting tracking? Or are you talking like Kick, like when I talk to the members of the friends? Do you have Kick? Yeah, I got Kick. KIK, Kick. Yeah, I got that app. I always think when someone says that, they're spam. Am I being trolled there? All right. Am I being catfished? You can't catfish me. And try me. No, Zion's ready to go here. Yeah, I mean, he's one of those players, right? Might have another kid born next week. Who knows? All right, you guys are on the Pelicans for sure. Yep, that's what I want, Ferner. You guys don't have to do anything, but I need a little help finding the right platform that we can do that in that is going to be easy, fast for everybody, and concise, and can track what we're doing. Ferner, you got a winner right there, sir. Heat versus the Bulls tonight. Heat looking pretty good so far. Got to compliment these guys. And the Bulls, well, you know what? They're maybe starting to get it together a little bit. Heat are favored on the road here, 1.5. Total here down looks like to 208.5. This one definitely has gone down. 1.5 here on the total. System play. All right. For the Heat, they are, for their 8-5 record, they are 5-7-1 against the spread. These two teams have combined to go 11 and 16 to the under so far this season. For mostly the Heat, they are 3-6 to the under as a favorite. The Bulls are 3-6 against the number so far at home this season. Here comes Brent with his pick. I'll check that out, Johnny. Thank you. I don't think so. Heat here for Brent. He's got a big number on this one. He's got a blowout. This would be an absolute. I don't tell you what Brent's premium picks are, but if that was my number, if it was, and I would say I have a premium here. All right. In this one, there was widely reported steam that did come in on the under in this game. And let me see here. Yeah, a lot of the number, these guys are kind of similar spread wise. I mean, the Bulls are covering an equal number of games that they've won straight up. The Heat, not so much. Darren says Heat for sure. Chad says take the Bulls. I mean, the Bulls to really win this game somehow. I mean, if anything, I've been guilty, right? I've been guilty of maybe being on the Bulls a few too many times, it feels like. So I'm going to take the Heat here. I think just a class difference. The Bulls, some type of chemistry dysfunction, whatever's going on with them. I know the Heat were pretty woeful on the road. I'm just going to try the Heat here as the better team here in this one. Okay, Chad, keep our record. Yep, and home dogs, right? I said it. All those home dogs. So you guys can make up your own segments. I'll play along. Remember, I can't even find a name for my play of the day, whatever it may be. The Ramon Scott no-name play of the day. All right, the Clippers. Team chemistry at the Spurs here tonight. And, I'm probably not going to want the Clippers, that's for sure. Maybe you guys do, but I'm not sure I can get on board with the Clippers in this one, laying points to anybody. Yeah, the Spurs have had some disastrous outcomes. If you were to line these teams up and say, look at these two teams and their player, you'd be like, I could not take the Spurs right now. But Clippers just 4-7 against the spread. We'll say the Spurs now 11-2 to the over so far this season. No defense at all when it comes to these two teams. I don't know where it's going to go here, but we've seen the total already move from it's 231. The spread's gone down to 8, so you know where it's going. They're moving on the Spurs. Whoever it is moving on the Spurs. I'm sure every average player is sitting there at 11 in the morning and punching in Spurs bets. I'm taking them. Somebody expert's got to be taking them, so I'm going to take them here tonight against the Clippers. Look, the Spurs aren't covering many numbers either. They've got the same problems the Clippers do to a certain extent. So far this season, the Spurs are just 4-9 against the spread to go with their 3-10 straight up record. Hey, can't lay it. Ain't gonna lay it. Matt says take the Spurs. Brent says regulation tie. Yep. Can't do it, Matt. We already got a guy out there. We got Razor, one of my new pals who I've been watching a long time. He's got the razor sharp plays. So believe me, I went through all these. It makes sense too because being Ramon, and of course Scott Hall was one of my favorite wrestlers. Of course he was Razor Ramon. He was one of my. I was bummed when he passed away. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. So, and I'm a poker player. And that was like a poker name, Razor Ramon, because I'd be raising the pots. I like to raise pots. I'm actually kind of tight, but I like to always come in with a raise. Keep them guessing. Okay, give me the Spurs in this one. Clippers mail it in. They might get burned because of a team chemistry. But okay, one thing we do want to mention here is hats off to the Fat Man. He came through with his best game of the year, and the Clippers won, ironically enough. So James Harden had his best game. Put all the naysayers to shame. Says I'll win 1 out of every 6 games. You just watch. Can we preview the last game between those Houston Rockets and the Warriors? The Rockets are on the back-to-back. Hey, we had them last night against the Lakers, and that plus money, plus those points. They almost won the game against the Lakers, right? That's exactly the role you want oops, where's my banner? The Rockets at the Warriors. And we had the Rockets last night. They're on a back-to-back certainly here, but we had them last night. That's exactly the spot that you're looking to take them in. Get them as a dog. They hung in there against the Lakers last night. Dang, Smoke. That'd be a long intro. So for me, look, I don't know. I might want to take the Rockets again. I'm not worried about the back-to-back. You're playing the Warriors here. Now, the Warriors could take the Rockets somewhat seriously and, make sure that they get the money. But, the Warriors aren't really about getting the money very often, right? Here's the thing. Don't forget, the Warriors are just 6-8 so far this season. They're not a great team. They've got plenty of issues right now. The Rockets have the better record. They're 6-5 coming in, 8-3 against the spread. You know who we're going to be on. I mean, it's not a question. I'm not worried about the back-to-back. I'm probably going to want Houston here. Take these points. Hang in there, Houston. They could get blown out if it's a back-to-back. I get all the downside of this one. And Vexen organization there. Thank you, Vexen, for stopping by today and giving us your picks. Looks like you guys are going to be on the Rockets. This would be a consensus a little bit, right? Rockets first half. Warriors at home will be awful, Chad says. They have been already, right, Chad? So far against the spread at home this season, the Warriors, they're 0-6-1. Now, here's the thing about Houston. Even though they are 7-3-1, 8-3 against the spread, whatever it is, they are 2-2 on the road against the spread. They played a lot of games at home. They're undefeated against the spread at home, or maybe they're 8-1, whatever. 6-1, 5-1, whatever. At home, they're doing great. 2-2 against the spread on the road. So it has been a little bit tougher. Certainly, that's including last night. And you look at those totals numbers. I don't know how you're going to go, but Rockets 4-7 to the under so far this season. And I don't know, Londo, not us, right? Not so that's where we take advantage a little bit. Hopefully, we'll get that advantage still here in this one. But the Rockets are just as good as the Warriors, I would think, at this point, the way they're playing. So, yeah, I'm going to take them. What I was going to say was on these totals. So, Rockets 4-7 to the under, 1-3 to the under so far on the road, and 2-7 to the under as an underdog. So, the Rockets are 2-0 to the over as a favorite, but 2-7 to the underdog, to the under as a dog. So, do with what you want on that. Maybe tips my hand a little bit on the premium, but. All right, that's a look at the NBA. Thank you so much, you guys. And wow, only gave out 2 totals there. Apologize. I know that you guys like my total. Oh, I think you guys like my totals. Yeah, are they, Londo? Or are they? I feel like Londo. I know that what you're saying is not. I know it's obvious to all of our people, but. Right, there's still room to breathe with those angles, right? They're still not really hip on the Rockets. Now, sharp people like us are, right? We've already been capitalizing. We had to right away. And even after those clunkers, we got on them. Okay, and NHL, let's go. Got to keep it rolling here. I think we can knock these out before the top of the hour. With 5 minutes to go, and I'll get you my selections for those games right there. Okay, you're right, Cindy. We'll do it. Let's just go to college basketball. Cindy said it. Let's do it. We'll go to college basketball next, then hockey, because college is early. Give me your suggestions here if you want. I've lined up 5 games to look at with the top matchups in college basketball today, the best matchups, the best 6 matchups, actually, especially, of course, the Maui Classic and the games also from Madison Square Garden. But there are 2 games early. These might be the only, we're not going to, beat down a bunch of games here on this card, but there are 2 starts at the top of the hour, and you guys are nice enough to join me here, so let's go ahead and take a look at those games. Just probably my picks here on them. We'll start with the Gulf Coast Showcase in Florida with Iona and High Point. All right. I got you guys, believe me. It was just a little change in itinerary here, but I agree with it. Let's go with this because of the early starts that I want to give out. There was widely reported steam on High Point, but by the way, go into the Discord, everybody, if you want. There, I put in all the Don Best steam that I had up until about I want to say 9 a.m. Eastern. So there's probably about 10 or 15 steam plays in there. Those aren't my picks. Those are just what was reported by the line services. So, okay, here you have Iona. They've come in with oops. Get that banner off of there, please. Let's get to the. This will have to do for now. I don't have any cut lines there for the these 2 games maybe, but let's talk about them. Iona and High Point. Iona's 1-1. They're 1-1 against the spread. High Point. They come in 0-2, but they covered both of their games so far this season. High Point covered against Wofford in a 1-point loss and to Queens in a 2-point loss. So close games, got the money. And for Iona, they beat Sacred Heart on Friday, 88-81. They lost to Charleston on the road in the opener, 71-69. So my selection in here, like I said, reported that that widely reported steam came in on High Point. I was kind of met on it, but I think it will be kind of close to that number. I've got the game, that you probably could get some. I don't know if it's value out of High Point, but look, it got steamed. I imagine High Point might be the side that I'd most be interested in here, but I think more so. You look at the total at 157. I've got to go over. I've got to go over with these two teams. I would think there might be, if it goes under, I guess it would probably be, 157. This thing opened 152, but it still feels like an over to me. There's no value here in this. I'm giving out the over, man, and maybe I'll. You know what? I don't like to tease basketball, but if I'm going to sit there and watch a game, this might be one that I'd tease High Point in the over, because I've already missed out on a ton of points on a side that I like the over. So sorry, we should have we should have did this at the beginning of the show. Smoke's going under in both games. Okay, so the Smoke Show has a challenge. The Smoke Show challenge. I'm going over. Hey, I will say this: what Smoke said about the going under in this game. The Ramon Scott value meter says the under is totally the value side in Iona and High Point. I am taking the. Sometimes you go and you're like, boy, I don't want to pay this price, but I sure do want this iPhone. Wow, Darren, really? Great. Good for me. This one's on the move lower. I'm showing it on the move higher. I'm showing stations right now at 158. I'm showing Bovada at 157.5. So I'm waiting for that move here. What book, Darren? Let me know if it's one here that I'm in Vegas, so I'm a little limited. I say the sports betting capital of the world just because it sounds cool. Actually, the Nevada Gaming Commission, they're a little bit behind the curve, a little bit in the rest of the country. They're trying to catch up, but they've got they probably have the stiffest laws. I don't know if those other states know exactly what they're doing. They may end up in a little bit of, anything could happen. But remember, you always go to your gaming commission when there's discrepancies. Okay, Matt says he went under that big number now. And you know what, Matt? I usually, me, I tend to go the other way, but not in this matchup, you guys. If I lose, I'm sure it's going to be in the mid 150s still. Want to say hello to Rose City Soul. Hopefully you're coming to us from the Rose City, Portland. If not, let me know. But shout out to you, Rose City. I know there's some other Rose Cities out there. Maybe you work at Rose City. Maybe you got soul. Maybe you like roses. Maybe you are from Portland. Let me know. It's great to have you. All right. So we got that one, I think, out of the way a little bit. That's my pick. And I'll go ahead and take High Point too, you guys. You guys want to challenge me a little bit, I'll take the points with High Point. Since I'm beyond the air here, probably won't even bet it. I'm just giving out the plays. I didn't like the premiums on the early grouping of games, but I might be ready to roll in the second group here. Okay, got another one here in the early action with Oakland and my Lions of Loyola Marymount. Might have spent a few days on the LMU campus. It's a story for another day. But so far in this one, you got the Golden Griffins on. Again, I don't have a slug for this. These are the games you wanted to hear from. And in this one, are we going to go all four games? Or are we going to do the two? We can do all four here, I guess, on the show. Loyola and Oakland. Look, this is the interesting thing to note about this matchup is you have Oakland just a 1-3 record so far, but they're 4-0 against the spread so far. These are the teams you kind of like, right? Getting points. This one's the Cayman Islands Classic, so neutral court here in the Cayman Islands. And Oakland, the Golden Grizzlies come in 1-3, but 4-0 against the spread. LMU is 1-2, 1-2 also against the number. LMU is 2-0 to the over so far. Now, seeing definitely some sharp betting action coming in here, kind of moving this total. I show this one opened at maybe as low as 148, is now up to 150. So it looks like we're looking at another pretty big score here with this one. And I think for me, I'll probably just end up on the side here, and I might be a little bit. Look, I'm trying to tell you about Oakland being 4-0 against a number, but I think I'm feeling my Lions in this one. And as far as the total, man, look, I know the steam's been coming in a little bit. Let me see if there is any widely reported steam. It looks like it's come in on the over here at 150 now for sure. So, thank you, Vexen. You and me would just get along famously, right? I study more lines, it feels like, than I bet sometimes. That's why I have to pull the trigger on the games. Yeah, steam on LMU, steam on the over. I feel like that's the right way in this one, and I think I'm going to roll with the chalk here, and I think I have to lay 5.5 even now here with LMU. And I'm going to go LMU and over here in the Cayman Islands tournament game. Next up, we're going 4 games here right at the top of the schedule to get your day started. How about Siena taking on Central Michigan? And Siena in this one is a 4-point dog. I'm showing Central Michigan opened as low as 2. I'm showing up to about a 4-point favorite. The total open 138 is down to about 135 or so. Central Michigan is 1-3, 1-3 against the spread. This one is being played in Daytona Beach. For Siena, they are 1-2 straight up. 0-3 so far against the spread. Central Michigan is 3-1 to the over so far this season. And let me see here. Do I have the right? Did they move the time? I don't want to be rattling off games that I have the wrong time. Let me make sure I have this right. I have it right? 8:30 here. Yeah, game 8:43. Gotcha. All right. And I think here for me in this one, I think I like the moves. I mean, good point right there, Vexen. Yeah, I think I'm favoring the move in this one. Let me just check one more line movement here against my numbers. I didn't mind. I certainly didn't mind laying 2. I might not mind laying 4 either. So let's go ahead and lay the points here with Central Michigan -4 against Siena, and I don't know about the total. The steam did come in on the under. I do respect that steam. I think that'd be the only way to look. So no value here, no value plays. I'm just liking that steam that I saw. If you have any idea what I'm on, it's right there in the Discord. I'm tailing the steam with Central Michigan and the under in this one. One more from the early group of games, and we'll preview 6 more games and wait for your suggestions if you have any other games out there that you want my pick on. Let's take a look here with Southern Mississippi going up against Cal State Fullerton. In this one, you have Fullerton coming in 0-3, 0-3 against the spread. Whose idea was it to pick this game? Me? This one's being played in St. Augustine, Florida. This is the Jacksonville Classic. Southern Miss is 0-2, 0-2 against the spread. These two teams are a combined 0-5 against the spread so far this season. Fullerton is 2-1 to the over. Southern Miss is 0-2 to the under. This is game number 851, 852. And for me, the widely reported steam looks like the right side here. I'm not sure I can get off those plays. Fullerton is down to what? Oops, darn it. Lost my spot. Fullerton is down to a 1.5 point favorite here. I favor Fullerton in this one to get the win against Southern Miss. And you see that total that's also moved on some widely reported steam here. And I kind of favor the steam. They steamed it at 135.5. They're still not terrible. Oh, 131 now is the low. This is, yeah, that wouldn't be a premium, but it does look like a play to me as far as the under is concerned. I mean, these early games, Smoke called it. I know I went high in those first two, but usually I do lean under in some of these. So Vexen says, what do you have in Utah Valley and Cornell? Hey, that's one of our best games of the day record-wise, right? You have a Utah Valley team coming in at 3-1, and this is the game that's right after the game we just talked about. This one goes off at 2 p.m. Eastern and 11 Pacific, with Cornell up to a 6-point favorite here for the most part, and the total now at about 153. So the move has definitely been on Cornell. It's also coming a little bit on the under here, I'd say. In game number 853, 854. And let me take a peek here at my numbers. See if I got. I'll tell. Hey, if I balk, I might have to balk, but. All right. But in this one, if it's down to 153-ish, I'll probably lean to the over in this one. I don't feel great about it. Again, just looking at my number here, which has 155. So a little 2 points here. That's worth a suggestion. I'll try the over. You guys asked about it. Look, I think it could continue to move. Let me take a look at something here with the records on these guys, though. Okay, yeah, Cornell 2-1 to the over, and Utah Valley's 1-2 to the under. So, thanks, Smoke. Take care. See you tonight or around anyway. So, all right, I will try. I'll give out a play with the over in that game. Cornell and the Thunderbirds. Oh, no, Utah Valley. What are they? All right, where's Nick Earl when I need him? Probably on his show right now. All right, give me the over there, Utah Valley and Cornell. All right, I got several games here to look at. We'll continue on with college basketball while we started on it, and some of these games might attract your interest today. Tennessee and Syracuse in a good one. This one's at 2:30 Eastern, 2:30 Eastern, and 11:30 Pacific. Yeah, a Tennessee team coming in here, 3-0 record, 2-1 against the spread. Note Syracuse 3-0 straight up, but 0-3 against the spread so far in their games. So something to look at really with Syracuse, because so far, let me see what those numbers are. All right. Let me just make the call here with this game. We don't have all day. I was going to check up a few more numbers here. I kind of added this one late, but I don't know. For me, I would have to think I'm looking to go under with this one with Syracuse and Tennessee. I probably would take the points here with the Qs. I don't think they're all that. Maybe it's a little bit of a fluky record given their schedule so far, but give me the Orange Men plus 14 here, and I will also take the under. Widely reported Steam did come in on the under here, and that's why we're looking at a total that's gone down lower here to 140. Oh, 140. What do I have on screen? I'm not even looking at the screen right now. Wow. I'll keep it there. Grade me a 145.5. This one's gone up to 147, maybe even higher here. Wow. Okay. There's been some movement to the over, and I'm not getting 14 points anymore. Let me at least give myself a challenge here. It's mostly 12.5. Let's call it 12. The Ramon challenge is always against himself. I'll take Syracuse plus 12. I'll go over under 145.5. Thank you. The Wolverines. Yeah, I should know that. I'm actually like one of the best at knowing every. I didn't know why I didn't know that right away. All right, Louisville and Indiana here. This one is in the Empire. I've kind of broken them up here. We're not going by tournaments. We're just going in chronological order here. So we do have Louisville going up against Indiana in this one, with Indiana open a 7-point favorite, and right now Indiana is down to I'm showing as high as 8 right now. Maybe this one's actually going up. The move has been on Indiana, and the move has definitely been to the under here of about 146.5, and is now down to 144-ish, 144.5. Some, maybe some widely reported Steam, but for the most part, Steam did come in on the under. It also came in on Indiana, and well, I don't know. I kind of question. Look, Louisville did a nice job. I had them yesterday, but I don't know, against Indiana. I might want to lay these points here today with the Hoosiers. Give me Indiana. I'll lay 8 points here. Against Louisville. Do I have to maybe I better update the screen there? I always want to make sure that I show you the toughest line so that when you get to the window, you're in there with some confidence. And like I said, the move's been on the under at this point. If it keeps going, I may go the other way. Let's just keep it with one play there with Indiana today in New York. Another good one here that is the marquee matchup of the day is Purdue takes on Gonzaga. And here is the example, right, of where you're getting a good team in a probably, I don't know, could they be a popular contrarian spot? What is the perception going to be right now of Gonzaga, especially going up against the number one team in the country in the Boilers? Or I don't know where you have them. I don't know where your records lie. Who knows who's number one at this point? But you got to put Purdue up there, at least in the top 2 or 3 teams. They're laying points here to Gonzaga. This is Maui Classic, so neutral court. No doubt, Purdue coming in 3-0, 2-1 against the spread, 2-1 to the over. Gonzaga, they won their only game so far out of the gate. They defeated Yale. Well, they also beat Eastern Oregon for Eastern Oregon 123-57, but not going to worry about that one. I'm more worried about the game against Yale. They beat them by 15. So obviously pretty great matchup here today that everyone, this is one that will get your attention as you get ready for the football game tonight. This one goes off at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific. Pretty good game here if you're on a holiday week. But for me, I would think over City here is a total gone higher. Because if not, I'll adjust it. I'll make it whatever you want me to make it. I want to go over in this one for sure. Look, to me, Gonzaga is still going to be Gonzaga. Do they have, if you watch the Yale game, we were talking about it a little bit. Was this going to be the same type of scenario for Gonzaga? Look, they're still going to roll here with their group. Typical Gonzaga type of team this year. I mean, you got Huff. I mean, he's certainly right now. He's their star. I'm sure he's one of the best players in the country eventually. He's only a freshman. He's going to be a big star for Gonzaga, but he's their man right now, the big man in there. So they have someone to match up. He's not 7'4", but he'll be matching up with Edey. And certainly they've got Greg in there to try to balance it out. I mean, you got to have two guys in there. Greg's not, he'll probably, come in, I would guess, a lot of times for Huff, but they just don't have a lot of size to match up with him. You're going to have to play Greg a little more, or maybe Watson, who's a veteran player, but he is only 6'8". So I don't know. That's what makes college basketball great. And I want the over here in this one. And, I'll probably take I'll do it. I'll do it right now. I'll take the Zags getting points. Of course I'm taking the Zags. All right. No opinions from you guys in college basketball. Maybe you're relying on me, and I think that's great. I appreciate that. My college basketball, is pretty good. I will say, you could check out Handu Camper Leaderboard 2.0, if you want, and take a look at my, at the records, because that's where you'll find me, in the college basketball category. So please check out my premium picks here on the site in college basketball. So far in 2023, I'm having a pretty big year. Giving out these free plays right now, but just want to let everybody know this one really is one of my specialties. Just want to pop this up there real quick. Commercial in the middle of the thing, but here's my records so far. Tracked plays on the site. You see Ramon Scott right here. Go down to these Capper records 2023. So that's since the start of the year, I'm up 43 units here in college basketball tracked plays on the website. So check me out over at tonyspicks.com with my premiums. But if you're relying on me, because I don't see many picks from you guys here in the chat. So I'm giving out my plays. All right, we've got a barn burner here. How is Wisconsin and Virginia going to score 123? Are they going to lower the baskets to 8 feet in this one? Okay, I'm making a joke, certainly. But, I mean, if any game sounds like it's going to be, 50-49, now maybe because these teams are, maybe sometimes Virginia has to be a bigger favorite to make those really funky scoring games. But I don't know. I mean, look, the market's not telling me anything on this game. I'm almost relying on instinct with this one. I don't even know if I got it right. Maybe if I went in and knew more about the ins and outs, and I just know how Virginia plays, and I know how Wisconsin plays. Okay, maybe they're a little better. Maybe they're more up tempo than usual. maybe whatever. I'm taking the under. It's already down to 123. I'm not the only one with this idea. The thing is, I'm not really seeing any, widely reported steam on this to make the spread get, considerably lower here. But I just think, and I didn't look. Maybe I should go over there. Look, the total is 124, 125. I'm going to grade it at 123 and make it difficult on myself. But maybe I could go over and look at the KenPom and see how they're doing. I'm not even worried about the efficiencies, even if it does show. Obviously, it does show that the game's going to be a higher scoring game, right? Look, the KenPom's got it 133. I didn't even look. The KenPom has it 133. Okay, so this is one where all the KenPomers are going to be like, oh, 133. Oh, maybe we'll go over. Whatever. I'm showing heavy tickets on the over. And maybe I should premium this game. I don't know, because all right. I probably like I don't know what I like the under. Widely reported steam came in on the under, so somebody hit it. Yeah, no, that's a lot for a lot of people. They wait. January 1st. Remember that record I just showed you is from January 1st. My record before January 1st was not as good, even though it was very profitable. All right. What are you going to tell me, Thomas, in this game? In the Wisconsin and Virginia game? Is that what you're saying? Did they play? In the did they? They didn't play last year, right? Okay, maybe I'm missing it there, but got a comment, so I had to show it. No one's given me any comments. Okay, let's continue to roll on here with a few more plays in college. But I just got to preview hockey and get out of here. It's already been 2 hours again, and the games are already underway. So Virginia took the widely reported steam as well. I think they can get it done here against Wisconsin today. Give me Virginia. Give me the under. 2 plays here, a bunch of college basketball. I'm giving out plays, and I'm going to come on here and tell you if I won tomorrow. And I'm not going to tell you if I lost. You got to tell me. Do you keep records? Heck no. Well, on the website we do. But not on these plays. I can't even keep track of some of these. All right, here we go. Connecticut and Texas in this one. We got more action. This is the other game in New York. Connecticut here favored. They were favored by 5.5. They were favored by 6.5 here. And they are now, I'd say they're up to 6.5. Connecticut 6.5 and 144. It looks like for the most part. And I'm going to probably be on the over in this one with Connecticut and Texas. The widely reported steam came in on the over. That's what I'm interested in. And I've got to at least move it up here to give myself the toughest line. But I'm showing it 144 at the highest here at this point. Maybe a 144.5. Connecticut favored by 6.5. Over is my play in this game with Connecticut and Texas. One more. Okay, we got some. No problem, Darren. You keep going. I want you guys to get that. All right, one more here. This is out at Maui. It's a late one, 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific. UCLA and Marquette. A hot matchup here tonight with both teams coming in 3-0 to start the season. Marquette's a 6-point favorite. This total has gone skyrocketing all the way up right now to 142. The widely reported steam did come in on UCLA. It also came in on the over. obviously. I mean, this one's up at least 3.5 points right now. So I think I'm ready to go, though, and comment on this one. I'm going to be taking the under in this game. I'm probably going to fade that steam here today up to 142. Yeah, I've got the under in this game. On the side, maybe I'm not so sure just yet. The steam came in on UCLA. That might be the side that I'd prefer, but let me just take the over in this. What did I say? Did I say over? I meant under. No, I did say under, right? Because of the move, I want to go under 142. Under. Maybe I'll do that for over and under from. Oh, that would be annoying, wouldn't it? All right, under for me. The team came in on the over. I'm on the under 142. Does anybody want? Just making sure you guys are watching, Ferner. Oh, he meant he was. Darren was commenting. I thought Ferner was going on the psych ward on me because of my uh, hot emojis on the screen. All right, that's a look at college basketball. Let's keep it rolling with hockey. We got to get out of here, you guys, and we're going to start hockey. Another 2 hour show. These are just, we can't be having these, all right? Or maybe we can. But I lose so many, I know we're down to just 3 dozen or so. Please like and subscribe. Subscribe to Tony's channel. We're trying to get to 40,000. Today's the day. Congratulations, Mr. Telez. I appreciate you very, very much, and the general manager as well. Thank you for this opportunity every day to come on here and talk to these folks, my new friends. I got no friends here really in Vegas, so hey, I'm glad to have you guys. It's interesting. I said, hey, I get all you guys commenting on games. I run this show on my personal Facebook, and no one ever comments. Like, I see people commenting all the time about memes on other people. Maybe I just don't have any friends. Okay, here we go. You guys are the closest thing to friends I've got. Let's take a look. Yeah, this is what you came for, Darren. Look, if anything, I can brag a little bit. We can get these hockey winners. Here we go today. Islanders and Flames. Check the goalies as well. But let's get these plays out and get off the air. Oh, did I start with the wrong game, actually? Yeah. What's going on here? I missed the other game. I'm on the I'm on the wrong day because I'm sorry. Start over. That was because I moved to the college basketball and I saw hockey right below it. This is the game right here with the Oilers and the Panthers. In this one, you got, it looks like Skinner. You got Bob. Skinner and Bob sounds like a Simpsons episode. All right. In this one, closely rated, Florida favored here, $1.15 tonight. And the total is 7 for the most part. Looks like 7 under 35 here for the most part with these two teams. I mean, you got two teams that go over for the most part, but not overwhelmingly over. That doesn't make it totally worthy. I do see some 6.5s out there. Either way, you're going to be laying juice to take over. You're going to be laying juice to take under if you're going under 7, if you're going over 6.5. And I think for me, look, here it is. If anything, right, Edmonton continues to get all this respect from the odds makers here. Florida's the better team. They're 11-5-1. Edmonton is 5-10. But Edmonton's kind of getting the attention of the Sharps here. They're supposed to come back to the pack a little bit here eventually. When is my question. And I just don't know if I can do it. Usually when I see sharps on a side like this, I'm ready to get into bed with these guys, so to speak. I'm ready to go, but I've just been so disappointed doing it. It's cost me some bets here. I just think the Panthers have too much value still in this one today against the Oilers on the road. I mean, the Oilers on the road. We look at what's been going on. I mean, they are 2-6 on the road. Florida's 6-1 at home. It's kind of like the old TARP game, right? What are we missing here? We're getting great value at home with the Panthers against an Oilers team. Yes, maybe they are starting to turn it back around a little bit. Thank you, doubles. Yeah, hey, that's what I'm totally open for it. But again, I also look at it as if I've been, like kind of Matt said, I've been gifted the opportunity to be on here, and I do want to give picks, and that's what they want. But I also want to, give my opinion. This is my forum and my space to say what I feel about the world of sports and sports betting as well. So I know we don't get that from our main guy, Tony. He's bread and butter but this is a morning show, a little bit, right? Kind of like we had it with Mindy. We talk a little bit. And I do miss those shows, believe me, even if my old partner doesn't. But it was really so awesome for me to have that show with Mindy for a year. Really was one of the highlights of my life, to be quite honest. So I hope she hears that and sees that. All right. Give me the Panthers here in this one. I cannot take this move. I'm afraid. Give me the Panthers. All right. Yeah, thanks, doubles. No, I'm with you. No, I'll go. They're trying to get me under 2 hours, and I can't stop talking. All right. And then other shows with those guys, though, I don't talk very much when I do those streams. Okay, because they're all elite handicappers. All right, Bruins and Lightning here in this one. You got, I don't know, kind of another situation where, to me, the Bruins are the much better team. Well, the Bruins are the Bruins at this point. I mean, they're supposed to be kind of competing with the Lightning to a certain extent. I mean, look, I have the Bruins number one. I got the Lightning number two. Who do you guys have number two in that? I mean, it's such a bad division after the Bruins. But, the Lightning here at home, they could be considered, I would think. But I don't know. Maybe you consider this a discount here with the awesome Bruins on the road. You're not going to get them priced much better than this. $1.30, $1.45, whatever you got it, whatever it is right now. It looks like it might be up to a $1.40 or so. Looks like a two-way action on this total here at 6.5. I also saw some sixes here, but I don't know. I'm not sure on the total. Just give me the Bruins again here on the show. I'll try this. Getting the Bruins as a favorite here. I've spelt the goalie's name wrong. There we go. I better get this. I better get that one right. We've got that one in the family here, so I got to get that name right. And I'll take the Bruins here on the road. Hey, let me check that goalie. Make sure. Yeah, it looks like Allmark. Give me the Bruins here. We know that they're 13-1-2. They're about as good as they get right now. One of the best teams in the league. Tampa Bay's not bad. They've done well this year. Maybe that's why I have them number two currently. In my rankings, they are 8-6-4 right now. But Bruins 13-1-2. So I'll take the Bruins. I'm sure you guys are on the Bruins. Yeah, that's what I feel, Salty. Feels like, I'm pretty square, I feel like, in this one. Okay. Yeah, I like to take but I also, I want to get on with the day a little bit. I got, other videos, but we want to get the games right too, right? That's what I always feel. Avalanche on the road $1.60, 65 or so. Total 6.5 here in this one with Gurdjieff. The widely reported steam did come in on the over in this matchup, but I believe they took it over 6, a juiced 6. And now we're seeing mostly all 6.5s out there. It looks like, yeah, 6.5 flat, at least in at all the books. At all the books, it looks like for sure right now. So I like that over. I mean, I'm probably not getting the best price now at 6.5. So maybe I'll just give it out here on the show as my play, the over and the Avalanche. I got to update that, and I'll even juice it up to maybe a little 6.5 over 20 or something, just to make you guys feel a little comfortable. I know it's probably 6.5. There's not even many juice to the over. I see an over 15 out there right now, but this one's been getting hit pretty hard to the over. Probably on the Avalanche. They are 7-3 to the over. The Predators 7-3 to the over as an underdog. So how would you guys look at this, or do you look at it like this? They're 7-3 to the over as an underdog, but they're 2-6 to the under at home so far. So Predators go under at home, but they go over when they're an underdog. Now, the way to look at that maybe is look at Colorado. Well, they're just 8-7 as a favorite, and they're 4-5 to the 8-7 to the over as a favorite, but 4-5 to the over on the road. Well, tell you what, Nashville's going to be live in this game, and it's going to be a high-scoring game, and I think that the Predators could actually end up winning this one in overtime or in a shootout. Probably going to find a way to take a price here on the Predators today, maybe to hand the Avalanche at least get a point out of this one for the Predators tonight. I'm going to be on the Predators. Ferner's on the Avs. Darren's on the Avs as well, but I'm probably going to be on the Predators. My pick on the show here, though, is going to be on the over. Rangers and Stars. Good one here, huh? With the Rangers going on the road, and they are an underdog here with the goalies. Looks like Shesterkin and Ottinger, showing Dallas a 140 favorite, 5.5. Ooh, looks like the total is going down to 5.5 over for the most part, pretty much everywhere. Yeah, there's some juice down 6s here as well, 6 under 30 or so in this one. And man, I get it. I mean, this, on the surface to me does look like the game that you would think would go under, but I think the teams are good enough that I'm going to end up on the over in this game. Now, yes, you do have two of the top goaltenders probably going right now in the league. Look at the way these two teams have gone with over. Look, the Rangers have only been an underdog twice. They went over in both of those games. Dallas has gone over in 4 of their 7 games at home. Now, in the last 10 games or so, both these teams are pretty solid to the under. Dallas has gone under in 7 of 10. Rangers have gone under 8 of 10, it looks like. So do have them going kind of under a little bit here for the most part, but I don't know if I see it that way. I probably like Dallas. I probably like the over, and I'll give out the over here on the show. And you know what? I think you guys over. Yeah, Ferner, you can get that 5.5 over. And of course, I'm going to switch it up here. And I'm going to go over 6. Take a little plus money here. And I'm calling it even. You can get better than that. But I'll go over in this one. And I might be on the Stars here tonight, just to let you know. We'll see. Salty Fly, guys. Don't forget, Rangers 7-1 on the road, and the Ranger power play looking strong so far this season. Yep. But Dallas power play. Um, I know you know this, Salty, but Dallas is one of the top penalty killing units, right? I don't have my stats up, and I don't know. They're probably top five though. I don't know. Maybe you could check that real. Maybe you have that real quick, and just correct me if I'm wrong, or if they've gone down. They could have gone down too. I'm trying to going off my memory, which isn't great. But Rangers, as said here, 7-1 on the road. Obviously, they're on a massive point streak right now with their record. Second best team in the league, no doubt. I'm going to be looking to play Dallas. So I mean, this is the game of the night. You got Rangers coming in 12-2-0. Dallas coming in 10-4-0. So a real good, attractive matchup tonight. I'll probably be on the home team. And if any, like you say, Rangers are good, they're still a dog here. All right, my Kings are starting to give some back a little bit here. I think we knew we weren't going to be able to go all the way and win them all, but they have 3 losses now on the season. They're 10-3-1, taking on the upstart Coyotes. Have done a nice job so far this season, and they're certainly one of our teams that we'd like to hit a little bit. And this one looks like Talbot, looks like Graham. Those look like the right goalies here for me. And I don't know, might want to take my Kings here. They're the 7-0 team on the road so far. They're the Rangers, right? They're winning. And note this, I mean, for the Coyotes and their 8-7 record so far, whatever it is, 8-7-0, did I say, or do they have an overtime loss? 8-7-2. As an underdog, 3-8. So they're beating who they're supposed to beat. They're not beating who they're not supposed to beat. To me, that says, right, go my Kings, pretty much is the way we're supposed to be on this one. And I'm going to take the Kings. Take my Kings on the road to beat those Coyotes here. Look, I've been on the Coyotes plenty, but not going to do it tonight. Connor Ingram in goal. What is this total? Because I know I'm going to probably end up as an over premium here. Yeah, 6.5 over. That's fine. It might even be going down a little bit, but I think maybe I'll be on there. Now the Kings, look, they're winning all these games on the road. They usually get good goaltending. They play decent defense. They're 2-5 to the under on the road, but Arizona 8-3 to the over as an underdog, and the Kings as a favorite. 5-5, 5 overs, 5 unders. So to me, that kind of tend to lean to the over here a little bit. But for the show purposes here, let's take the Kings today. I'll lay this favorite on the road. Thank you, Salty. The Sharks and Canucks here in this one. Oh boy, is that 410 at Bovada, 390. This one just keeps going higher and higher and higher. What are you going to do? Can you find a place? You got to find a few spots for the Sharks. With what those are, maybe you don't have to. I will always try to find the spot for the Sharks. I don't know if this is it tonight. I don't know if it's a spot for Vancouver either. Necessarily, but I don't know. Still, to lay $4, not very comfortable. No matter where you look at it. So, Vancouver for me. I'll do it again. I'll lay the goal and a half. What is it? $2? I don't think it is $2 actually, but whatever it is, I'm laying it. No preview, no stats, no nothing. San Jose Sharks are playing tonight. And Vancouver's minus. It's going to be about $1.50 or so on that puck line. I'll just take them. I'll try them. They got steamed. First of all, they've got steamed by the public here, or by the Sharps, or wherever it was. As we know this one was considerably lower. It opened as low as 350. at the South Point. It's still 350 there, by the way. So I'd go there and lay it right now as soon as I get off the air. Let's do it. Puck line, maybe an under here in this one for Curtis. Nice to see you today, sir. Thank you for coming. And I'm not ready to go anywhere with the total in this one just yet. Finally, Calgary and the Kraken. Are the Kraken starting to get it back? Are either of these teams starting to get it back together at this point? This is again. Here you go, Calgary. They're supposed to be getting back to where I'm taking them. Probably. I don't know. Can I take them? I'm supposed to take them here. It feels like. In this one, you got Calgary team so far. They are 6-8-3, 6-11 against the spread. They've been pretty bad. These two teams 20-15 to the over so far this season. And this total has moved here from I better update. It's pretty much 6 over now. In fact, pretty much everywhere. So this has been kind of a move to the under tonight, even though Grubauer, they're all making fun of Grubauer. He's, just terrible, it seems like. And you guys want to go Flames and over. And, the Flames are back. And I'll tell you this, the Sharps are all over the Flames. My job, Ramon, tell us who the Sharps are on the Flames. The Sharps are on the Flames. Are they favored yet? If they're not, they probably will be. It feels like the Sharps are on the Flames. I don't know who these Sharps are. I've never met a real Sharp and said, hey, I'm an official Sharp. To me, it looks like the Sharps are on the Flames tonight. I think I'm supposed to take the Flames as well. So you guys like them in the chat. I'll take them here tonight to beat the Kraken. That's it for hockey. That's got to be it for the show, you guys. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Premium picks going to be loaded up here in just a minute. I'm going hard in college basketball, even maybe with some late steam with this huge card today. Of course, Monday Night Football and NBA, NHL, all that as well. We'll be back tomorrow. More morning steam, college football with a Tuesday night action. I'll start to get into some college football for the weekend. I mean, this is holiday week after all. We're going to have a big Black Friday of college football. Of course, can't be overlooked that we'll have a ton of games on Friday. Remember, the old days used to be just 3 or 4. I think we got like a dozen games. And of course, on Thursday night, not just the NFL, we got the Egg Bowl. The Egg Bowl's back on Thanksgiving. Did we not skip a couple of years? No Egg Bowl on Thanksgiving? I'm going to research that. I think we went back last year. Thanks, Doubles. Thanks, Thomas. Thanks, Burner. Salty. You've been a great contributor. Thank you so much for joining the team. It feels like you're on this team, and we'll take our team. Hey, we're all on the same team with all these shows, but if you're hanging out here with me and I see you over there, unless I see a majority over there on some of those shows, I'm making some appearances on some shows. I hope you guys will check me out. Just follow me on X. You'll usually see the shows I'm referring to, that Ramon Scott Media right there. You'll see usually all the shows that I go on. Maybe put notifications on me. I don't put too much out there. Turn them off on Friday nights during high school football when I do a tweet storm. All right, that's going to do it. More morning steam tomorrow. Get you here 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific for more sports plays from the network. Like and subscribe. Tony going over 40,000 today. Let's get it, Tony T. And celebrate your milestone. Congratulations, sir. And I hope you'll let me be a part of this until we don't do it anymore, until they turn off YouTube. So appreciate you very, very much. Congratulations once again. I'm premature, but man, by the time I come on tomorrow, I'm sure it'll be 40,000 by the time you even hit it today. You probably won't even mention it. You're such a humble man. All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Appreciate you. Catch you here tomorrow. More morning steam.